Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are live and in color to talk about Star Wars The Bad Batch, Season 3, Episode 4, A Different Approach. But first, as our tradition will continue, we are going to talk about how we extra'd this week. So I'm going to go in order as it is on my screen. So Brian, welcome to the show. How did you extra this week, my friend?
Good to be back again in my undisclosed hotel location. We'll talk about that later.
That's right. That's right.
I extra'd this week by getting on the list for the Sigur Rós North American tour.
Oh, nice. I have seen them
So
in North America before.
I was in London and could not fly home and missed their tour last time. So it's my favorite Icelandic kind of weird ambient band.
Wow,
Yeah.
Sigur
So
Rós.
yeah, so they're coming to the Ryman up in Nashville. So
Oh, nice.
so heading up there.
Outstanding.
Yeah, so that's how I extra'd. I went and I actually bought their CD for $12 at a random store in Atlanta last week. So anyway, that's
They've
my
probably
extra
got
for the week.
several new albums since I last listened to them. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
since
they're super hard to find. So I have some extra copies, so I can hook you up.
Interesting. Andrew, what's up, buddy? Thanks for hanging out, my friend.
Hey, Andrew.
Jacob O'Roth. How did you extra this week?
Well, let's see. I finally caught up on, I was able to ended up seeing all of the Best Picture and Acting and Directing categories for the Oscars.
Whoa, dude.
So I watched Naiad, Zone of Interest, and The Color Purple. All were average to below average. And all three quite boring.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Naiad...
I know you liked Naiad. Naiad
I was okay with Naiad.
A bore.
I was okay with Naiad. I like Annette Bening and Jodie Foster.
They were so average.
That's just not true.
That's so true.
It's just not true. But I feel you. I feel you. It's understandable. I'm gonna skip Dr. Earl and move to Garrison. How did you extra, my friend?
I watched a documentary this weekend because I'm trying to guess what Deucey things are going to be nominated. And
okay,
I don't know.
That's
just based
fair.
on Mikey's ratings and see maybe.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
So I watched Sly.
Oh, good. Yeah. That'll be
Netflix
nominated.
Documentary. Man, his dad.
Oh, I know, right? His dad was
realize,
Miss OB, man.
Yeah, I did not realize how terrible he was. Though his death scene was pretty that kind of made me tear up a little bit when he was telling him not to hold on to grudges or whatever and be nice to people and
ironic.
Well, yeah. But it was funny. Good.
I extra'd by watching the first episode of The Regime on HBO.
Oh, there you go.
With oh gosh, her name just blanked. Kate Winslet. Yeah. She is really, she's funny in it. So it's basically about this fake European country that she is the leader of. And so it's definitely a satire on just the ruling class in that way. And her character's really quirky. She has this really weird lisp, and she is a germaphobe, and weird things are happening. There's like a coup happening. It's just the first episode, but I recommend it. It's pretty good. I like Kate Winslet a lot when she does these like strange outside the box roles that you wouldn't think would be something she would do. So I recommend that. And so Earl, I've saved the best for last because I know there's something that you want to talk about. So how did you extra this week, Dr. Earl?
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I watched.
We're going that far back.
Wow,
this is going to be a long exit this week.
Yeah, I watched Shogun on TV, the miniseries, and so I extraed by watching the first episode of Shogun, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really solid.
What?
I thought it was really good.
Nobody cares about my Oscar movies I watched. I would have used something else.
What did y'all want me
I
to
thought
talk?
Earl was going to talk about
Earl,
Dune.
you were supposed
wait, I'm supposed to talk about Dune. Okay, let me talk about it. I'm just
we
messing,
talked
guys.
about this before the show started.
Yes.
Let's talk about Dune.
Part 2, yeah.
My extra was Denis Villeneuve took me on a transcendent experience. Wow, did I upset Garrison?
I think you did.
I don't
think
know
He's
what
going to the, he's going to the library.
Sprinted to get a book.
He just sprinted. Oh,
See, I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
there we go.
he wanted to get
All
the
right.
same one. The same one. Oh, no,
Go get your books.
I don't have.
It's book club.
I don't have any
time.
books.
It's the
Close
book
to me.
club.
I don't
It's
have
the
any
Deucecast
books.
graphic
Club, that's
novel.
I don't have.
No, I'm a
anything.
bit of a Dune head, guys. I read it when I was in middle school or something, and so
Yeah.
I really do think, even though probably I might have at the last reflections, I may have had a little complaint about a couple. I got a little quibble about some things,
And that's okay.
but I saw it again, and I think I really. Oh, there we go. Hey-oh, and I got the old school.
Oh, I got that too, but I'm not going to run for that.
No, I don't run for that.
I had stairs I had to go down and up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I think Denis Villeneuve put it together. He took part 1, part 2. He stuck the landing. He transcended the first movie.
Rhett, pound sand.
Put a thumper on near his house, right?
That's hilarious.
No, I'm not gonna spoil anything for Brian because I know Brian hadn't seen it yet. But
we got Garrison running.
I mean,
back.
I read the books, so.
Well,
he went to get it. He went.
Oh yes.
I'm not going to
Also-
run and get it, you weirdos. I'm not going to run.
Ooh.
See, I don't have that one.
Oh,
don't
damn it!
have
I
that.
should have grabbed my
Sequel
4K.
miniseries.
Yeah, I do not have the sequel.
Wait a minute. Do you have the Children of Dune?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got the Children of Dune. Yeah.
That's a Blu-ray version of that.
That's the blue.
Yeah,
Well,
it's on Blu-ray, but I think it's an SD source.
it's an
Okay,
yeah, it's not,
okay.
It's not a
Trying to
great source
find.
of
Yeah,
it.
I've never seen that version. I've never seen the Children of Dune.
No,
So
of course.
Of
the
course.
master. The master. Look, I was impressed with Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet was great.
Ding dong.
He really showed the transition of Paul Atreides. Gosh, there were so many good actors. I think no Sting in his speech. Austin Butler was great.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Zendaya was, she was okay. But I mean, she did what
Wow.
she
She's
did.
a bit of
Wow.
a stiff board.
Yeah.
Oh wow, guys! I thought.
I mean, she's fine,
was
but she's
good.
fine.
That's everything. That's everything that she's in. She's just a 2x4
Oh,
walking
you
around.
guys!
I think the thing I'm most impressed with is he was able to unpack so much of the story very
Right.
economically.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, I'm not going to go any further than that unless you guys want to say something.
No,
But
I mean, look.
How was your Dune experience?
Yeah. I talked about it
What
quite
did
a bit
Dune
on
mean to you?
the Deucecast Extra, or I'm sorry, the Deucecast movie show that's coming out tomorrow. So I'm gonna just let that lie where it is. We don't have time
That's
to
fine.
really go into.
We got to
it.
talk about Bad Batch.
And I know Roth is going to plug something later. I think they're doing a Dune episode later. But Garrison, you haven't had a chance to talk about Dune. Did you want to
Yeah.
say anything?
Yeah. I don't really have a platform for my thoughts on Dune.
I know. So yeah, you
No
need to go ahead.
spoilers for Brian.
Use this. Use this.
I guess I'll say you have all this massive reaction to the film, calling this the greatest sequel of all time, and kind of all this hype starts to get built up in your head. And at a certain
Right.
point, I had to literally kind of put my phone down a couple of days before Dune and go, I
Mhm.
can't go in there with that kind of thought. Like
Right.
I can't walk
A lot
in
of
there.
expectation.
Yeah, and to be quite honest, I walked in exhausted after work for a Thursday night showing, and I didn't think it was the greatest sequel of all time, but I really, really liked
Yeah,
it. And
it is good.
It's
It's good.
easily my favorite movie of the year so far, and it will be
Yes,
in contention for top 3, top 5, easily. So,
I mean,
I'm
I
thinking
know
not,
it's
but I do
very.
want to rewatch it.
I know it's very early in the year, but this will have to be. I can't imagine it not being in my top 5 of the year. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so good. But
And when you
Did
have
it
Christopher
require-
Walken,
Did it require a rewatch of Dune 1? I mean, because I saw that.
I think it helps.
I think it's
I mean,
helped.
back.
Yeah, I think
Look,
it helps.
Brian, if you know that story really well, probably not. You don't
Right.
need to necessarily, but I did it to just kind of refresh
Yeah.
myself. And Christopher Walken says, "A masked armada is over the planet."
Yeah.
That's a very bad
Veteran.
Christopher Walken.
So Rhett is mentioning Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate because I think it's like at 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's like super low.
See, but this is guys, it's the return of direct-to-video movies, except it's direct to streaming now, so they make no profit.
They make no profit. Exactly. All right. Well, look, we're here for Bad Batch, so let's get into the Star Wars of it all.
That's what I was here for. I was trying to talk about Shogun. I know. I don't know.
I do want to, mention at least the directors Brad Rao and Saul Ruiz, who are directors quite a bit.
We're kissing the book
of this. You guys are just going to be kissing the book. This particular episode was written by one Ezra Nachman. And Matt Mikovits, he's sort of like the story editor. He's like around all of these episodes, but this particular episode credited Ezra Nachman as the writer. This one was a good continuation. It picks up right where episode 3 left off, so I liked that aspect of it. I thought that was very cool because we were basically in res in the ship, and we're just going, and the ship's on fire, going straight to the planet. So I thought that was good. I mean, I thought it was cool that it picked up kind of right where the episode. Bad Batch traditionally has not done that necessarily. I mean, we could have, the 4th episode for all we know could have been like a Monster of the Week type episode or a Mission of the Week type episode, but they went ahead and just picked up right where it left off. So I liked that. We had more with the guy holding his hand. Like I mentioned last week, everybody making
Hemlock.
fun of me.
He's like
Hemlock. Did you not see it again, Roth? You didn't see it was clearly like when they showed Hemlock, he was like holding his hand weird.
Move Earl out of the way, and you could see a picture of Hemlock holding his hand.
I don't think I
slide me over.
You can just remove them for a second.
I'll just delete him.
I'm going to remove you for a second. Just 1 second. See how he's holding his hand right there?
Okay.
Yeah, he does that. That's like his calling card. He holds his hand. And we saw Crosshair do that for 1 second in one of the first 3 episodes.
I bet he's infected.
There's something going on here, guys. I'm telling you, Mephisto is around. I'm telling you, there's something going on with this. Yeah, exactly. So, Brian, any overall thoughts of this particular episode?
I thought the resolution to getting them off the planet was just way too easy. Like they introduced all these characters with the captain, the actor. It was just way too easy. But beyond that, I think it's funny that the base Tantus has 2 S's in the name Tantus. And Star Wars always does things with double syllables that it cracks me up. So anyway, the Tantus, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I'll get into my thoughts about Omega in a minute. But I enjoyed the episode. It was just a little too quick to get off the planet, and then the resolution at the end was really good.
That's fair.
Yes, I may have shed a tear.
I 100% did.
Not upon first watch, but upon second watch, it hit me for some reason. Wow. I don't know why.
Jacob's like, nope.
So Roth, any thoughts on this? No, Roth doesn't like to cry at cartoons.
He loves Omega.
Look, I am open and free with the tears. We'll talk about it next week, but I was a bawling mess in The Chosen, the last 2 episodes of it. This one I did not cry in. Omega was much more tolerable. I much prefer this haircut to young Omega haircut. Good episode. I enjoyed it. I don't really understand why everybody had to have Irish accents, but it is what it is.
Oh, right.
Those are Scottish. Even the droid was Scottish.
Okay. I mean, same difference.
Same thing.
Captain Man.
Captain Man, yeah.
Six one way, half dozen other.
Yeah.
I was like, I know this voice.
What's Harry Lloyd? Yeah.
It's very Star Wars of them to be like, oh, this one person has this, so everybody on this planet has to be this way. It's like all
most Imperials, even in the original trilogy, they all had British accents. I mean,
English,
it's not
for sure, but the bartenders didn't all have the exact same accents.
That's true.
You're right.
And the droids, and it was just very Star Wars of it. I mean, every species has the same job. All Bosk characters are bounty hunters.
Right.
Yeah. All Rhodians are called Greedos.
Bosk also has 2 Ks.
Bosk with the 2 Ks. Yeah, exactly. Luuk with the 2 U's.
Exactly. All those Trandoshans, they all look alike.
We'll go in the same order as we did for How Did You Extra. So Garrison, thoughts on this particular episode?
Yeah, what kind of nonsensical card game do you play where you've got like clearly these numbers that you're trying to hit, and then all of a sudden she can just pull out like 3 cards,
3 stars,
and win the whole game.
Yeah.
Eastern Sun.
I want an explanation
Eastern
of that game.
Suns. It wasn't Sabak, was it? That wasn't Sabak.
No, that was not
Sabak.
Sabak. That was some weird game. Yeah, that was not Sabak.
I'm sure there's a Star Wars fan right now devising rules. They're probably Wikipedia is going to have the new rules.
You can buy it on Etsy right now, I'm sure.
I hate to say this, but when I'm watching fantasy or science fiction and I'm watching someone play a game, I at least want it to make some semblance of sense when I'm watching that. That bothered me. That was about the only thing in this episode that really bothered me at all. But I was like sitting there like, what is happening?
It was created specifically for this episode, according to Andrew.
Well, they did a crap job.
Thank you for sparing our children.
Well, I was wondering if it was the same game that they may have played in Book of Boba Fett. That was it Jennifer Beals bar, because they were playing something there that wasn't Sabak also.
Didn't
the 3 stars.
Omega played some game with Perlman's character, right?
Yeah, Rhea Perlman.
And,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember what game that was. Was it the same one?
I don't know. That might have been. Yeah, I mean, this is
kind of like a Gin Rummy type game where you throw 3 things down to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And I've said this before. I think we're trying to be led that Omega is Force sensitive, but nobody seems to pick that up.
I still don't feel that. I mean, of course, that with her M count being what it is, they're wanting us to assume that, but I don't.
But for her to just whoop butt on the captain and the Trandoshan guy,
it's just a card game. You don't have to be forced to win a card game.
She can feel it.
No. I think that's her thing, right? Is tactical. Like she's
she had some sort of advantage.
She's got like this tech-like brain, sort of,
or a hunter-like brain, probably.
Hunter-like brain. She's more of a strategizer.
That skill might not have anything to do.
Okay.
I thought they said that in one of the.
You could be a strategizer, but pulling 3 sun cards out of a deck is ultimately luck.
She had them up her sleeve. I think she might have cheated.
Lando's won plenty of rounds of Sabak and he's no force user. So I don't understand why we're equating winning a card.
I think she's highly intelligent, though. She's
I mean, that's fine.
Is she going to use the force at some point?
I hope not. I hope that this character does not use the force at all.
I'm calling it
I don't.
Now.
I don't want
she's
that.
Got Betcha. She's got
Betcha. Oh, no. She won't use the force in this, but she will be part of Rey's Jedi Academy.
Okay, but I mean,
when that movie comes out 15 years from now.
15 years from now.
She'd be older, though, wouldn't she?
That's never coming out.
Well, she ages normally. She doesn't have the advanced aging as the other clones do.
Oh, yeah, I guess she could be part of it. Well,
is she an unaltered clone? Like
she's an unaltered clone.
What's his
but
name?
This is before episode 4, right? This is before the battle for Yavin. Correct?
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
because we're headed towards the destruction of the clones, right?
That's correct. Yes.
And yes, Rhett, she is a very strong and independent character.
I don't know. I disagree.
No, I think she's a good child
fine.
character.
It's a really good character, actually. I think she's a great character. I enjoyed the heck.
What about me?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's your turn, and then I'll go. Yeah, you go. Yeah.
I like this episode. At first, I was worried that it was just going to be a like Adventure of the Week episode, but then I really enjoyed the captain who came in and did the card game and was like pulling some tricks with the fines. I like that aspect. Yeah. I like the sort of team up of her and Crosshair. Crosshair? Is that his name? What is he?
Yeah,
that is
Shotgun Crosshair.
It's not Bullseye like Brian.
Deadshot, whatever he is.
Or Chewbacca said Bullseye.
Right.
Horse from Toy Story.
And then of course I like the reuniting at the end. I thought that was man. Little
that
tear.
Got my tears flowing.
It got me a little bit.
And then the intensity.
I said Star Wars is back, baby.
Oh, I know. I did too. I was shaking. I was excited.
I clapped.
And I shook.
This is so much better than what we were saying last night.
I do think that it's moving. Like, I like that we're moving a story along as opposed to like, let's just have a
way quicker
of
than
the week.
way quicker than an animated Star Wars series would. It was like, we've been looking for you for, 5 rotations or whatever he said. I mean, and so they just moved it along. They were like, okay, we're going to go ahead and reunite them right now. And then, that kind of intense moment when Crosshairs.
Where do we go from here? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And
Michael, what'd you think?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I still think that some of the best animation that we've gotten out of a Star Wars series. I mean, it's
crashing.
Oh yeah, everything's really great.
Beautiful.
It's like all top notch, really great animation. I think
I'm not
the
sure
writing
they would survive that crash. That was.
I think the writing this season is more on point than any season previously. So I mean,
I agree.
I'm enjoying the story. I like that they're moving it along. There's a lot to accomplish. I mean, if the end of this series is the eventual, at least like final clone battle, I'm not going to call it like a second Clone War, but if it's like the final clone battle on Tantus or something like that, and that's how we're set up from that point on, I'm for it.
And Ahsoka has to come in at some point, right?
I don't know. They
Her and
could
Captain
do that.
Rex.
They could.
They could do that, but I don't think they need to. I mean,
so can I say something about that whole Clone Wars thing?
Yeah.
That's so overblown.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just no like clone, like saying I fought with your father in the Clone Wars can refer to one war.
It can.
Like it's just like that's just a common phrase. People need to chill out with that. Now, I'm not saying that there won't be another big kind of war or something like that, but
right. There's some speculation, Brian, that there is going to be like another Clone War, like a big battle. But I think that this is small enough. Like there's not that many clones left. So I think this is like small enough where it could just be a final battle in Tantus.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a full-blown war.
Yeah. Some other battle, like what we're going to get in the show, cannot equate to a war.
Correct. I wouldn't think so.
Well, we've already had the war, right? With the with the
Order
Separatists.
66, and I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
well,
Jedi's taken out, so
If you remember that scene from Episode 4, Obi-Wan, he reaches in the trunk and he pulls out the Mexican beer out of
the Chilean beer.
Yeah, saw that clip today.
That's great.
Yeah.
I was really bummed out when I found out that was fake.
Is it really?
There's not a beer.
No, none of that is real.
Oh,
it's all
man.
What?
I was
led astray by X again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. X. Yeah. No, don't believe that. It's all fake. It was just super lazy.
Mikey, what you were about the animation, I noticed that as well.
Yeah.
Like, and in my notes, I noted that the art direction or the storyboarding, like when Hemlock is interrogating or sort of like him and Nala Se are having this conversation, and she's
at the beginning of the episode,
and like she bows her head, and the camera pans back, and it does this thing, and like she's still in the prison. It was just excellent animation, the lighting in that, so just top notch.
Yeah, they've used a guy for years on the Clone Wars and this. His name's Joel Aaron, and he's originally like a still photographer and just is really good with lighting. And I don't know if he's in the credits of this show, but his fingerprints are still like all over, like just the way that he was able to light things and just make it like photorealistic looking for an animated show, at least. So yeah, I mean, I love just the behind the scenes talent that they have on this series. It's top notch animation. So I'm glad that they are sparing no expense when it comes to that, especially if this is the final season. They've said as much. Some people are saying give us a movie or something, but at the end of this, but I think they just need to just end this thing. I'm not saying that I want it to be like the last Star Wars animated series,
right?
But I think we need to like get into a different era. The last of the clone saga, like get into a different era of Star Wars and
like the Acolyte, the High Republic is what you're wanting.
No,
we already have that, Dr.
I would like a
Young
Han,
Jedi on
Luke,
Disney
Leia post Return of the Jedi animated series next.
That'd be cool. I mean, that'd be cool.
Wow, that would be neat. Yeah.
As long as, well, here's my only thing. Like, I don't want them to experiment with the animation style. I want us I want them to keep the same style of animation. I don't want them to go do some like anime thing or what they did with Resistance. Just keep it straight up. What just happened?
Garrison's here. Hey, Garrison.
Why did you do that, Garrison?
I didn't do anything. I just blipped.
Oh man,
that was weird.
You guys all blipped on my screen.
Oh,
it's all the gang wars in New Brunswick or whatever.
It is in New Brunswick.
They hit the power grid.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let's give a shout out
outside the Avengers.
Let's give a shout out for. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. I'm being silly.
Oh, okay. Kevin Kiner's score was awesome.
Yeah,
like,
the Kiners. Yeah,
the music right at the end, how it changed when like Crosshair came down the ramp, and they were just like,
"Oh yeah,
that's
because
I love that whole that
was a great scene. That's what a good score can do for you. I mean, that it can build that intensity in that scene. Because I mean, if you're not watching it, like depending on the device that you're watching this show on, sometimes the lighting is a little dark. On my TV, I've got like this not great TV that I watch it on sometimes, and it's hard to see expressions on animation because their expressions definitely. I watched it on a different device today, and their expressions definitely change from elation when they see Omega to just like really kind of ticked off. And not sure how to feel when Crosshair is walking down the ramp, and Omega certainly looks frightened.
Oh man, they're bowed up. They're like ready.
Yeah, they're bowed up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this dynamic unpacks.
The chat is on fire tonight.
So I noticed that in 2 weeks we're going to get a double shot on March 13th.
Right. Yeah.
6 and 7 is a double.
Really?
And, yeah, then it will be done by May the 1st.
Yeah, they're trying to get it done. I mean,
it's only 8 episodes.
No, it's 15.
15.
It's 15, but I mean, they did 3 right off the bat. They're doing a double in the middle and then a double at the end, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
And they've only released 8 to the screener people. They've only seen up to 8.
All the influencers,
like
Star Wars
Grace,
influencers.
Randolph.
I've seen all 8.
Have you?
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
You have not seen all 8.
No, they sent me the screeners. They're like, "Oh, you're on the Deucecast Extra, right? You run that show."
Right. Yes, exactly.
I was like, "Yes, that is me. That is me." No, it was addressed to Michael Knipp, but
right. Yeah.
They don't give redshirt freshmen such things. So
redshirt freshmen,
practice squad players.
Practice squad players. No, they don't. All the stuff on the planet, let's sort of go over some of that. A lot of it was we got to see more of Omega being a good negotiator in a way.
I like that. Yeah.
And her weakness
they talked
though
about chain codes.
There was a chain code mention. I was happy about the chain code because that's continuity.
I'm surprised how easily you can gamble your way to 30,000 credits. I'll just say that.
She's good.
She's using the Force.
I always think of it as this way. Back in the day, the West End role-playing game, in order to get kind of a good transport, it was like 10,000 credits. Like it was always 10,000 credits if you wanted to get a good transport somewhere. So
what we're saying is like it's almost like the yen over in Japan.
Yeah,
it's not really that much.
It's not really that much. Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of currencies that are like high amounts.
Yeah, exactly.
Inflation.
So
yeah.
I've never heard anything cost 1 credit in Star Wars.
There's not anything that costs.
It's a bad currency. Let's just say it.
Yeah, it might like one of those little
inflated.
One of those little sticks that Yoda's eating in Empire Strikes Back.
Maybe no good here. The credits.
Maybe that's 1 credit. One of those little candy bars.
We've had bad leadership in the Galactic Senate. Inflation is through the roof. We need to bring those numbers down. Let's get back to 5,000 credits being for a good transport.
Come on, man.
You know what? Speaking of, Captain Man, a little Trumpism there. He looked a little Trumpy.
Sleepy Sheev's been in charge for too long. Sleepy Sheev, that's what I like to call him.
Sleepy Sheev. Yes, exactly right.
Palpaflation.
Palpaflation has gone through the roof.
Exactly. Betcha. I'm sort of out on Betcha now. I'm not enough of a dog lover. No offense to the dog lovers out there, to think Betcha is a need for the
Laney,
show.
sick 'em.
I know.
Sick 'em.
Look, you've got this cute pup in the background there, but I mean, do you feel like kinship towards Betcha because you love
No,
puppies?
I hate it. I don't hate's maybe too strong, but because it's attached to Omega and Omega's obsessed with it, makes me dislike it.
Yeah.
I just put it together, like why he's called
Betcha?
Batcher.
Bad batch.
Bad
Betcha.
Batcher. I was like,
Oh, the bad bitch. Betcha.
Batcher. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he's
lazy on Omega's part to name
Mhm.
him Batcher. In all honesty, that's kind of lazy. She should have been more creative.
Well, and I was like, Crosshair was like, look, we can take our 30,000 credits, go
know.
this way.
I
And
know.
she's like, no, we've got to go save Betcher. And then she gets there and she's like, oh, but there's all these other animals.
We've got to save all the animals. It
And I'm
reminded
like,
me of
no,
that
we
scene
don't.
in
Just-
The Last
it was-
Jedi.
no Ace Ventura when nature calls and he's freeing all the animals. That's kind of what.
No, it's what's her name releasing all the horses on the betting planet.
Yes,
that
yes.
terrible other Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what Garrison was.
What are those dumb
referencing.
horses called?
Uh,
Oh God,
I blanked out that movie. I'm sorry.
I like blank that movie out.
Rose?
Man.
Rose was the name of the
Rose
Yeah,
Tico.
at least there weren't a bunch of like slave children still in chains after they released all the animals.
My favorite part of that scene is getting the home video release, and I've still never rewatched it personally, but I did watch the special feature, which is the extended version of that scene, which just had me in a dying fit of laughter as I watched how much longer they could make that sequence.
Oh
my
it's
God.
just so terrible.
It's hilarious.
I
It
liked
is
it when
crazy how much hotter the other Tico sisters.
they're fathiers. That's what they are. It just came to my head.
Yep,
Fathiers.
Yep.
That's
I
been
liked
my fight all along.
Who was that?
liked
Paige Tico?
Yes.
Paige was the hotter
Yeah,
Tico.
the
Yeah.
B-wing
why
pilot.
couldn't we have had Paige Tico,
Yeah.
actress,
It was
playing Rose
know.
Tico? Anyway,
I
For
did
re-
like when the fathiers were on the spaceship. Like I
running along
understand
on
that
the-
spaceship was in atmosphere, but to have them on it was too much. It was
the
just-
5 years. What are they called?
Yeah, wasn't that in Rise of Scott? No, that wasn't in
Oh,
Rise. That was
Those the space horses.
Well, the space horses were in Rise. I don't know if they were also fathiers or not.
I think they were. I think those were
I think
fathiers.
they look different to me.
They like went and picked them up from the gambling planet.
Yeah, I think that she had
just so they could make a strike back at the.
right.
at the-
And
So
all they
many
did was
things.
just let
many
the
things.
fathiers out in the field. Those things were
Yeah.
captured in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They have spaceships. It's not like they have to run
Wait.
them down on a 4-wheeler or a horse.
Let's not turn this into the Last Jedi episode.
No, maybe we should because look at the river of the fight. I can't figure out which way was up. Oh God, I don't know, but
Vital order.
so the
I am all the thing.
so the next episode, I mean, because you know what else is there to talk about? The next episode's called The Return, so that's obviously just alluding to the fact that they're back together, I guess, and
The return of Crosshair
right, that could be that.
and Omega.
Rex
We do find
and-
out.
Who's the other one? Fives.
Ooh, that'd be
Fives.
nice. Fives, yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah,
do
still
find
gotta go
out
for-
that, I mean, definitely Omega.
Echo.
We find out in this episode that Omega, her intention is to go back and free all the other clones. Like she's like, we're going back to Tanis. We left our brothers behind. She has this weird
Can't
kinship.
leave them there.
You can't leave them there. She has this weird kinship to wanting to let all her brothers free. So, we're definitely going back to Tanis for that. It just, how many episodes is it going to take for us to get there? I think a lot of things are going to happen a lot quicker in this season than we
I
anticipated.
think we only get 2 filler episodes this season at the most.
I mean,
Okay.
there hasn't been one yet, and that's out of 4. That's rare. So
Mhm.
there hasn't really been one yet. I mean, there was definitely filler aspects to this episode
Yes.
with the whole animals, getting the animals out and all of that. But I mean, that was the situation that they happened to be in on this planet. And so, not, you know, she has definitely no problem stealing ships though. This is the second episode in a row that she has successfully stolen a ship from someone. So she's good at stealing ships.
Yeah, and her moral compass is really strange, right? Like she has this weird optimism about her, and then she's like, "Well, I'll gamble and swindle people, but I won't leave a dog
behind." Yeah,
it's like
leave a dog behind. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. It's really strange.
I thought it was weird. Oh, go on.
Oh, just one really good bit of storytelling was when the troopers flew by and saw the shuttle that had crashed, and
cool.
so that it was really cool just to say how this is how they were discovered. So I thought it was really good storytelling. But go ahead, Garrus.
I was going to make a really stupid joke. It's
okay.
I want to hear it. What did you think was weird?
Oh, he was like, her moral compass. I was like, yeah, I thought it was really weird at the end when she said lead them to paradise. So I was like, yeah, the moral compass is kind of, oh man, this is really not hitting.
So I don't understand the reference.
Did you just jump to Dune? Did you just
jump over to Dune or something?
They said lead them to paradise.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
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 I'm tracking.
That's fair.
I'm tracking.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else necessarily. I mean, this was a good episode. Overall, I thought that we're just moving the story along quicker, and I appreciate it. I appreciate that we're not lagging behind. We're not having weird side mission of the week. Not that we might not do some of that in this season, but I'm hoping that we don't. I'm hoping that we just move forward with the story.
Yeah.
And just
are
lay
we
it out
done
there
with Rhea Perlman's character, or do you think
no.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah,
I wish.
I know.
No, I think we are done with that character, but we might not be. We might not be done with Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes' character.
I saw her in the trailer.
She's back
because they're definitely going to go back to the island at some point.
Yeah, sure. They'll go back, and that's where
island,
she is. Yeah. They've got to go back to the island at some point.
What was on that island? It was like all these artifacts and stuff.
Well, no, this is just an island of sanctuary for the clones.
There, it's like
they've been taking
that one.
Yeah, it's the one with the flooding and the big mountain and
I did do my rewatch of the previous season in preparation.
I would hope not.
It's unneeded.
Roth did it recently.
No, I did not.
Unneeded completely. Unless you guys have anything else, we can actually wrap this one up kind of early.
Yay!
Woo! I finally understand why Timothée Chalamet is a star.
There was a switch in this film that indicated that to me.
Yeah.
Like his ability to
wait. What are we? Are we back to Dune again?
That's a bad. I see a bad word.
Yes, there's several bad words.
I can't read.
I can barely read that.
I can barely read that. Yeah, there was definitely a switch when he became, the chosen one, I guess. That was pretty impressive.
When he drank the water of life, I mean, that's when the switch happens.
Yeah,
and that speech at with all of the
that was great.
I was like, oh,
right. That's for me. That's what it was.
Yeah, Timmy's got it. Timmy's got it.
I was gonna say he's like got real theater chops and star power and lasting. Yeah, that's what.
Before I just viewed him as one of these like.
Well, I just viewed him like as a soy boy. I mean,
like a wavy
kind
of,
yeah. I just didn't,
But no, he stepped it up. What are you laughing at, Garrison?
Oh no, I don't think Garrison actually liked Dune 2.
I did.
He only gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd.
I know. It's disappointing.
Great.
Disappointing. 4 stars.
No, it's great.
What did you give the first Dune?
4.
Yeah.
How can you not give Dune Part 2? I gave it an extra half star. It's at least an extra half star better than the first one.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it necessarily is either.
Now I need to.
Really?
I want to rewatch Dune Part 2, but I've had no time. My starter went out of my car Friday night.
See it again. Oh man,
I couldn't go and go to the theater again this weekend.
Well, even after one viewing, I immediately felt that it was better than Part 1.
I didn't, and I recently rewatched Part 1 several times, and I actually think it's a better film right now.
I've got Dune 1 as a 96 and Dune 2 as a 95.
Oh, so you're below 2. You're lower too then.
I mean, by 1 point.
by a tenth of it. Okay.
So
right.
I read the book in anticipation of the movie, like the original Dune
Good.
book about a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago.
You mean
And
this book?
the book that 3 of you are holding, and I found the book very disjointed. Like the storytelling was
Really?
like there was like
I don't-
places like we just skip around. It wasn't just like
don't
it wasn't
see that at
intuitive.
all.
So I
I mean,
maybe
Frank
need to.
Herbert's not a very good writer, is why.
Yeah.
But
And I did find it funny the use of how shall we say terms like from Earth like religion terms.
Well, that's
Yeah, like-
because it's
like
it's supposed to be
jihad.
set in the same universe,
Right.
yeah,
and so like
Well, yeah.
what really threw me off and made me kind of it's good now because it made it kind of click is that in the David Lynch Dune,
right.
freaking Patrick Stewart brings a pug into battle.
He does. He's like,
I remember that.
"Oh, dude, me too."
when they're headed to
He's
Arrakis,
saving his pugs.
he's
Yeah,
he's
saving
got a
the pugs.
pug, and then
Mhm.
in that like big battle when the Sardaukar
Oh,
come in,
Duke.
he's just carrying a pug into battle. I was like, oh no, this is like part of like this is the future. Like so it's not
Right.
necessarily like a Star Wars type of deal.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha.
it it is. It's good. It's all good.
Do not post Rhett's comment. His last comment.
No, I would not be
So,
posting anything
Out
Brett
of
says.
all the people who have seen the movie, who picked up the popcorn bucket? Did anybody get it?
Nobody in our group
Don't have
picked
an
up the
AMC.
popcorn
No,
bucket.
too
Yeah.
expensive.
No, I don't have
There
an
was
AMC either.
definitely a lot of people that purchased the popcorn bucket.
There were some,
I
yeah.
saw a lot of people
Very
purchase
sad
it.
and lonely dudes were holding it.
Yeah,
and
I
I
saw,
saw neck
Ja-
beards.
What's his name from Tested? He did a diorama using the popcorn bucket
Oh, gosh.
worm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All
There's
right,
some. Well,
go ahead.
no, I think. What is
Garrison.
that? Is that you in front of the dune?
No.
Yeah,
Garrison
yeah,
knows what
yeah,
the shirt
yeah,
says.
yeah.
Oh, I know what that shirt
I know
says.
what it
Yeah.
says.
Yes.
What were you gonna
Yes.
say, Earl?
Nothing. I changed my mind.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up then.
Go see
Uh,
Dune 2.
We've crushed Earl's spirit.
Brian, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on I don't know, X. Don't
Yeah,
look for me on X.
You're
I'm on
there, man.
Instagram. You know, I'm here and there. I'm also
here
in the
and there.
Discord.
You're in the
but,
Discord. That's all that matters. You're in our Discord server.
Discord is life.
Recently added Tate, which was exciting. I was
Oh,
very
I can't
excited.
wait.
To see
Me-
Oh,
Tate.
Tate's in the.
Tate's in the-
Bye.
Oh, that'll bring you
Spotify.
back, Earl. Seeing Tate be in there, that'll bring you back to the Discord.
I like Tate. I like Tate a lot.
Tate's good.
Hey, tell.
Thank you,
Oh, oh.
Andrew. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you for participating.
Oh, Andrew, thank you.
Dr. Earl is off the grid. Generally can't be found on social media unless you're in our Discord. He's there hanging out, talking pretentious movies and stuff like that.
Sometimes.
Garrison, anything to plug? You've got something coming up big tomorrow night.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. I guess I do have a platform for Dune.
You do have a platform. I'm excited.
Kind of forgot for a second. I'm going to be reviewing Dune Part 2 on the Comic Binge, where the host, Paul Herman, P-Thug, as he's known, will be, I think, bringing up some of the comic stuff as well. And I'm going to try to read some of this. No, try to read some of the comics
Show
as well.
your
Like,
graphic
make
novel
time
there,
tomorrow.
Earl. Show your graphic novel version.
This one.
Yeah. That
So
bad
what
boy.
about? Are y'all reviewing this, or are you reviewing the
Well,
movie?
Well,
the,
I
the
think
comic
he's
binge,
gonna-
yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. I was not given a directive to read the comic, so I'm gonna read through some of it, but I'm not gonna read all of it because there's like 3 books. So I'm not.
I don't think have the other
lot.
ones come out because
Yeah.
think there's
No,
3 of
they're all out, man.
Really
Really?
completed.
did they
It is.
complete it? Oh man, where am
Yeah.
I been?
Andrew, big fan of the comic binge. Look at that. I will definitely try and catch that. There's a lot.
I'll be on Jacob's podcast tomorrow night with the Good Day for
No, you're
Movies.
not. You're not.
I'm trying to get myself invited.
You
They
I'll send
start
the
while
invite.
you're unavailable. I think.
Yeah, they might. Oh, that's true. They probably start early.
Wednesday, my friend. They start when
I'll just slip you the invite. If you join, you join. If you don't, you don't.
All right, that's fair.
Aw.
I'll be reporting
Because
from-
tomorrow night,
from
are you
Brunswick,
doing it?
Taco Bell.
Are you doing it live, or are you guys just recording it?
I think we'll probably just record it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, we'll probably just record it.
Okay. But
I'm
that's
not sure
tomorrow
if I
night
could hang
on
with
what
Stage
podcast?
and Stage.
That would be the Good Day for a Movie
Oh.
podcast, Michael. If you would like to catch our latest episode, you can watch it on YouTube. The Good Day for a Movie podcast. We had our Oscar prediction. It is also available in podcast form as well. We were joined by two Oscar experts. Tate and I were. Sage got to sit this one out. We were joined by Michael Knipp and Garrison Reifin of the Deucecast and the Deucecast Extra.
Yeah.
So check those out. This coming Monday, Dune Part 2 review coming your way.
Yes.
And then we'll probably be back to your normally scheduled programming with picks every week and whatnot that aren't Oscar related. But
I am not confident at all about my chances of winning the Good Day for a Movie podcast Oscar poll.
I am supremely confident.
But if I do, I want, you don't have to give me anything, but you have to watch Narc.
Okay.
Because that movie's awesome.
Yeah, that's a deal.
You
can come on and review with us if you want.
I will. But
I think if you introduce punishments in your Oscar thing, then Tate wouldn't pick Poor Things a bunch of times in categories it's not going to win.
This is true. It's Cast LLC. Exactly.
Dude, we have our own like podcast network going on, man. So
that's right. That's right. I will be releasing the Deucecast movie show every Wednesday. This particular week, we did our monthly reflections episode, and myself, David Dollar, and Dr. Earl talked about all the movies that we've seen. Dune comes up because we had just seen it right before we recorded the episode, so that was convenient. Dr. Earl has some lamenting. He laments a bit about a certain character in Dune Part 2 being different than she was in the book. Not quite the same. So you can hear that tomorrow on the Deucecast movie show.
I have a scoop.
Oh.
Earl loves Johnny?
Do it. What's
I
the
have
scoop?
a scoop. It's from
wait.
You have a scoop?
It's still developing.
Go.
From an insider. Let me check. Yeah. So it says from an insider, the Deucey nominations will not be released until January 3rd, 2025.
We do. It feels late. It's not actually. If you look at the calendar, it's not as late as it usually. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. It is late.
There's been a lot of contract negotiations. There's things going on. Price Waterhouse has had some shakeups.
Yeah, it is a bit later than usual.
All right,
yeah.
all right, Michael.
You too.
All right, Michael.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Michael,
call me out.
Yeah,
this is not my fault, by the way.
I received my 2019
it's partly
ballot
my fault.
It's about on. Well, it depends on where we get it, but I received my 2019 ballot for 2020 on March 4th, 2020, so yesterday.
That's not happening. Yep.
The 2021, because it was so delayed, it was like in May. So that was,
okay.
That went.
That's understandable.
March 18th in 2022 for the 21 year.
Okay.
February 19th for 2023.
Wow, we did it that early. That's surprising because
I'm part of the problem because I dragged my feet on getting.
Well, no. Dave being out of town didn't.
Well,
help
Dave was
either,
out of town.
But,
that's true.
I mean,
but the 2022 ones though. Did you already say that date? I got that on March 18th.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, you did say that one. Okay,
so it's not. It's on par. I mean, we're
not that far off the mark, guys.
Not that far off the mark.
Hey, this is
the February one is wild. I can't believe we got him out that early that year. That's wild. That's how'd that even happen? Anyways,
it's worth the wait. That's all we.
It's what. Look, these are the definitive. It's not the Oscars or the SAGs or the Golden Globes.
Oh wait, I need to issue a correction. I'm very sorry.
Yes,
I got sent an exclusive script to read on February 19th that gave me all the nominations from Dave, where Jen and I went back and forth and we said all the noms.
That was a little
I got
bit
the noms so early. They were actually sent out 3/7/2023.
Yeah, that was a little different. Yeah, that's a different situation. Okay. Well, that makes me feel better because I was like freaking out about that February thing. And Dave has look, they're ready. They are going to be unveiled.
Yeah.
Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday.
Wait for it.
But you guys might get them earlier.
We should get them an email.
I can tell Dave
before the episode.
I'm going to tell David to go ahead and send you guys the nominations so you'll have them because you are part of the voting body. So I will allow you
Does
guys.
Brian become part of the voting body now?
Do I get a vote now? And
no,
am
you
I a
haven't seen
member?
any. What movies have you seen? It's you haven't seen any movies.
See,
We only
I
send
only
them to people that actually watch movies, Brian.
I glean what I can from you guys, and I make decisions,
Understood.
totally uninformed decisions, just like
Right.
I do on X.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I
do it at
really
work every
appreciate
day.
everybody in the live chat.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I
Is
have
there
one
no-
more
wait,
plug. No, not a
plug.
scoop
yeah.
plug. Completely
plug.
forgot to plug it. And I said it wrong in the podcast yesterday. It's not a Catholic and two Protestants walk into a bar. It's a Catholic and two Protestants walk into a movie.
I know what
Right.
you were doing with that. I was just
Yeah,
gonna let it go.
I said the wrong thing. You should have corrected me. I thought about issuing a
look,
restatement in the podcast form, but I was like, nah, it's
I'm
fine.
still if you need like motivation of some type for you guys to continue that on, it could even be like a separate feed. If you started a Patreon, I would help fund the two Protestants and a Catholic go to the movies podcast. I mean, because that is a venture that needs to continue.
Well, as movies were released, we might drop some episodes, I think, as things, there's Cabrini coming up, which looks pretty good. That looks really
see, I'm
solid.
telling you.
Jesus.
John
Yeah,
Lithgow was in that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
John Lithgow was in Cabrini.
Yeah, John Lithgow.
Yes.
Yeah. This up the chat. Thank you so much for hanging out,
Thanks,
Andrew, Rhett. We had apparently a lot of viewers watching us this week. A record 24 people watching us live.
Hey guys, thank you.
Wow.
Feel like
Wait, what?
yeah,
Share.
yeah. So I mean, next time, please like
I gotta
participate
watch
in the
what
chat.
I say.
Yeah, exactly. Please participate in the chat. It really helps this weird YouTube algorithm if you participate in the chat. And we will definitely be back next week for episode 5 of season 3 of the Bad Batch. This one is called, what is it called? The Return. Ooh, ominous. So we'll see that. Yeah, hit the bell, subscribe, do all that stuff. Appreciate you guys watching.
Leave a comment. Where's Brian at this week?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Leave a
Brian.
comment. Can you
Where am I
guess just based upon a couple? Is
that
there
the
any
Scottish
That's the most
Inn?
generic
Scottish
hotel
Inn?
I've
It's gonna be tough. But if you've stayed in a lot of hotels, you should be able to tell that design.
I'm going to say
hotel.
a Hilton Garden Inn in
we don't know
Mississippi.
What?
Wow.
He got it.
You
Did
got
I?
it.
No, I'm
Ring
just
the
kidding.
bell. Ding 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 ding. Is it really a Hilton Garden Inn? Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Wow.
It might not be a
Impressive.
Garden Inn, but it's a Hilton.
In Mississippi, even. You got that right. That's scary. Nobody go look for Brian. You don't know what city in Mississippi he's in.
Sorry,
So,
Brian. Hopefully you're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Say-
Checking
say
out
hey
the
to
meeting.
Matt Mink.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm moving hotels.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys
Bye,
next week for more Bad Batch.